just want to get the tape rolling.
Fire up this game.
Fire up the game. Oh yeah, I guess having the game on will definitely.
Whoa! One
things.
of the windscreens is like her upside down in a full split. That's what I'm talking about.
Whoa!
This is wild.
Yes. Yeah. No. I appreciate what you're showing me there, Miss Lee. All right. I think we're good to do the intro here. You guys feel good about that?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Roll it.
Whoa, hey everybody, welcome to another, what is it? We got early access to,
Early impressions, early access. Yes.
yeah, to the latest DLC character for Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Thanks to our friends over at SNK. Thank you guys for giving all of us codes for us to do this with, because, man, we've been excited. We got our hands on all these DLC characters early, and this is the second guest character we're getting. Chun Li?
Dude, this is something that I think a lot of fans wanted for a very long time, and it's finally here. And probably the only thing that remains to be seen from what we're going to probably not be able to cover in this video is how are they going to do in competition?
I want to address how cool it is that when you first boot up this game, that it does like a little sizzle reel of the character, and my eyes were like wide open. It was pretty sick little trailer that you get when you boot the game up. And visually, to me, I think she made a really great transition into this game. I just like how she fits into the art style. You know, she fits really, really well. Her interpretation, both, by the way, just to mention, she has her OG costume from Street Fighter 2 and her current costume as well.
Do you think visually she fits in better than Ken does?
Yes, I do. But I do think that Ken, movement-wise, looks really good in this game. I don't know how that happens, but like when I'm watching and playing Street Fighter 6, I think it's because those models look a little more realistic. You know, that's a little more jarring to me. Ken in Street Fighter 6 looks good, but I like him how he fits into City of the Wolves. I think Chun Li looks better, period, in this game. More to my sensibilities of what I'm used to seeing Chun Li as well.
No, for sure. And I think the reason for that is because COTW was taking the approach of like, okay, these are essentially cartoon characters, right? Like they've always been presented as animated characters since their inception. The move towards a more realistic look, I would say it started with Street Fighter 5. It got even more hyper realistic with Street Fighter 6. Moved that in a different direction. It was more like an interpretation of how we saw these characters growing up. Whereas COTW kind of feels like, okay, this feels like a more natural step in a direction going from Third Strike to COTW or something, right? Like this looks like what probably would have been a direction if Capcom had stuck with the more cartoony anime look.
I can get behind that. So Abe, you were talking about when you fire up the game, you get the sizzle reel. So after the sizzle reel, Jesus, I can't talk. I'm sorry, everybody. After the sizzle reel,
Sizzlers,
you get treated to the new menu.
Oh,
had a lot of new original art.
Hell yeah!
Ken, Chun Li, Mai, Hotaru. It's really nice. Oh, there's Rock there too. Never mind. Not as nice as I thought it was, but you know. What'd you guys think? I like little homage they got to like that old Falcon piece on the bottom left for settings, but they got Hotaru there. Weird. Why is she the one there? Why are they face to face like that?
I also wonder that too, and I haven't had a chance to look through every feature that may be available coming to this build, but I enjoy what doing. Now, my question is though, like, what is the psychology? What was the reason behind this sudden drastic change in the appearance of the menu? Because when the menu we got originally with COTW was just like, okay, the rendered CG models are going to be front and center throughout the entirety of the menu. I felt like that was good for what they were presenting because those models look really good. And then here we go with like more manga, anime style imagery. and I feel like that more kind of ties closer to the animated intro that you see when you boot up COTW. Yeah, I dig that it is heading in that direction. Lean into that. I felt like with Halo 15, they didn't lean into that enough, even though it existed. But COTW seems to be wanting to wear that kind of vibe on its sleeve.
I've always been a big fan of fighting games having full illustrated character portraits. We got away from it as far back as like just before the 14 era. A lot of video games stopped having full illustration renders, and it's like 3D renders. Man, it's nice that while we're not there with that this is kind of leaning in that direction more than the other games. This is definitely something that you could differentiate between the competition of fighting games. Dipping into this, as I've always looked at SNK as artists in the genre, and artists first more than a lot of stuff, right? Like their designs are so ridiculous, their characters are so beautiful, the art that they've put out is some of the best ever. And to support this type of stuff and put it front and center in the UI or the menu selection right when you boot up the game is really cool to see, and gives me a lot of hope that this hopefully is a trend that we see in newer games, or maybe even change this up every once in a while after a season or something. I don't know.
I'm a really big fan of this, and I really do hope. So all we have access to is settings and offline. I don't think we get access. We can't even change the voices. We can't listen to the music, so we don't know what music comes out with it just yet. But I do hope that we get a lot of this art in the gallery.
I don't know who these other pieces are from, but I am excited to see more from them because I'm really enjoying that color edit Terry. I really dig the Hotaru and Chun Li getting ready to possibly smell each other's breath in the settings menu. And the Brock and Ken in the Steam store also looks like fairly new art for me. Like, a lot of this is like stuff I haven't seen before from SNK Official. So really hoping to see more. Like the Mai for offline. Ooh, love it.
Yeah, I really like that Mai. I like that it's so it's funny because like it looks like she's doing her air Revelo, I think.
Yeah.
But I see Shermie's air grab, her DP kick.
Oh yeah.
I like it. It's a very good pose. Good job, artist. But yeah, the references. Whoa. So there is a special intro with Chun Li featuring another character, Mai.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a fun little intro where they do some stuff with each other, and it all culminates in them. You know, we were talking about Hotaru and Chun Li like smashing faces and smelling breaths with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But these two do it, and they do the exact thing that Falcon drew like way back 22 years ago for SVC Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very iconic piece. I'm sure you guys have seen it, right?
Yeah.
Showed up
Immediately. That frame is like one for one.
and it shows. It's funny because like when you see that intro of Chun Li versus like every other angle of her, she looks massive in a good way.
Yeah, she does.
Especially compared to Mai. You see Mai is like top kind of heavy, and then Chun Li is just a tank. She's a brick house from the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang.
Nah, I saw that and I just thought like this is absolutely like, you know, where you get game of the year. Fighting game of the year, bro.
I always thought this was so cool in CVS too. Like when they have their little intro, and then like Terry and Ken have that. Or in general, in any fighting game, but specifically because we're talking about these characters. I always thought that was so cool, and to bring it back like this, it just looks so cool. It looks so cool, man.
You know, I just like that they're aware of the lore and the ethos behind this kind of stuff and why it's important to the fans. You know,
they felt that it was important enough to include. Is basically what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
which is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also smaller, little harder to spot references. Chun Li has the most taunts in the game. She's got her normal taunt. She's got, I think, 4 post-round taunts. Because you know, on Third Strike, she's got 3 taunts. Well, she like stretch, then she like crack her neck, her back, or whatever it is. She's got all of those.
Oh man.
So
I have to record those. Wow.
Yeah, those are. I think they're her forward taunt.
Get on it, dog.
Yeah, her back taunt is something unique. I only ever saw it do one thing each time, so maybe there's more there too. But she's got a lot of taunts, which is pretty cool.
I feel it, man. You know, and that's just like once again, like just referencing so many classic, iconic animations from Capcom that they've managed to not only replicate faithfully, but also make it look, you know, at home in COTW. So, I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of us, but like I kind of can't wait to see them take on another guest character, possibly later on down the line. But we're not there yet.
You guys want to get into talking about the character a little bit?
Absolutely. I think it's worth pointing out off the bat that she has a lot of the same in-game mechanics as Ken does in this game. It felt like they ported her over from Street Fighter 6 and how she would kind of play in Street Fighter 6 and then just like tailored that for the COTW system. So she doesn't get to take advantage of dashing into super jump. She has moves hidden behind directions and buttons at the same time. So a medium punch can turn into a heavy punch depending on if you're holding forward or back or down forward. They clearly have a formula for Capcom characters, or at least Street Fighter characters in this game.
She also has her flip. I forgot what it's called, like her flip kick head stomp thing.
Yeah, the down forward light kick, I believe. I don't know what it's called either, but it's like one of the more classic moves that she's always had. And then she also has her jumping head stomp, which can be comboed 3 times, and you can cancel, I believe, the third hit into her air lightning legs, which means you can do rev stuff with it. And I haven't completely figured out like where she is on damage, but like I feel like stuff like that will at least be exciting to explore because that's pretty unique to this game.
You mentioned the air lightning kicks. I think that's super sick.
Yes.
I like that that's featured in this game.
She got that in a Marvel game, right?
I actually don't know if she's ever had that in a mainline game where she could do air
I know
lightning
she
kicks.
had it in 5. I know she had it in 5, but I think those
she had it
originate
in
from-
Marvel. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, I think, is when she first got it.
There it is. Okay. And they said, "Hey, that's a good idea. We're gonna keep that around for a little bit."
I mean, it's not a bad idea. And on top of that, it's the same motion as it is in Street Fighter 6 with quarter circle forward kick, which is very nice. You don't have to mash. She doesn't have any mash moves, and I think her only charge is spinning bird kick, right?
Yes.
She doesn't have any other charges.
Like she has a charge spinning bird kick, and she has charge Kikoken.
Oh, that's a charge too.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
quarter circle forward. It's quarter circle forward. You want to know
I'm
why?
definitely-
You want to know why I thought it was charged? Because I've been using the Chun Li archetype for my World Tour mode avatar for the avatar battle, and hers is charged. It's charged in Street Fighter 6.
I'm happy there is no mash input for this character, man. That's the first thing I checked. I was like, dude, I can play this character if it's not a mash input. So I was pretty happy.
It's funny, like there's 2 characters that they just dropped that classically were mash input characters that are no longer
that's true.
mash input characters,
Yeah.
and I mean. I'm happy for it because I've definitely destroyed my hands.
Just say it, bro. We're getting old. We don't want to do that stuff
it's
anymore.
Not the hands just ain't got it no more, man. When they changed Bakuretsuken to DP punches, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just learn to live with it.
You got hype when 13 had the 6 setups with Bakurets, and we'll just leave it in that game. You know what I mean? Like, we got to do all that in this one.
I'm just happy.
TNT Punch can chill.